Hello and welcome to my short video presentation on implementing inclusive practices in the assessment of language modules. I would like to start by talking a bit about the system. This is a system that I've been using since 2018 with the aim of giving all students the opportunity to demonstrate their learning without the need for special arrangements to be made for them. And this refers to the traditional context, the traditional exam setting, or the traditional way that written exams are held, because I'm talking about written assessments. So in this traditional context, where students take the exams in person, usually for students who need extra time or special arrangements, maybe because they have a disability or an illness or a mental health condition, arrangements are made for them to take the exam separately from the main group, maybe in a different room at a different time. And even though this practice is meant to be inclusive, it's actually exclusive because we are separating students from the main group and giving them a different conditions to complete the assessment task. So, with the aim of giving everyone the same opportunities and the same conditions, I have turned to online assessments so that no separations need to be made for certain groups of students. And the principles of the system are firstly holism, which means that in every task, at least two skills are assessed jointly, which reduces assessment load because it means that students don't have to complete as many tasks throughout the year. But it also adds authenticity because in real life, it's likely that students will have to combine skills to get by in a given situation. Students have choices as well. They have different opportunities to submit assessment tasks throughout the year. And as long as they submit at least one piece of assessment for every component, they are not penalized for the opportunities they choose not to take. The boundaries between formative and summative assessments are soft, which means that throughout the year, when students submit these tasks in different opportunities, all tasks are considered formative until the end, after the last submission has taken place, when we review all the submissions they have made and we choose the best mark as the summative grade for that component. So they have the opportunity to improve with no detriment to the performance. And there's a strong emphasis on the dialogue around feedback because once students receive the feedback, they are encouraged to have a conversation with their tutor about how they can improve before the next submission. So the emphasis is not so much on feeding back as on feeding forward. These are some of the comments that students wrote in module evaluation questionnaires about the system. And if you read them, you will see that most of them refer to the fact that this system alleviates stress and pressure at the time of assessment. And lastly, I would like to comment briefly on what we would need to build on the system and to continue to apply it successfully in the future. One requirement would be for the acknowledgement of the workload involved in giving students personalized feedback and on having these conversations, these personal conversations around feedback with them. This requires an extra investment of time on behalf of tutors, and this has to be recognized institutionally. And we would also need the support from colleagues in administrative and quality assurance roles, because in my experience, there's quite a lot of suspicion and reluctance from them to accept the fact that students have different opportunities to submit, because they fear that this will lead to great inflation. But in the experience of 5 years using the system, there is no evidence to show that uh, this several opportunities, or these opportunities to improve lead to great inflation. So these fears are unfounded. But we just need to persuade them of that, persuade colleagues of that. And this is all. Thank you very much. Gracias.